turned into a bigger job than I thought it would.
So I've walked in and the cat's gone shooting out through this gap.
Hello and welcome to our channel, Portugal on a Shoestring.
Hello, we're at the one of the doors for the second part of the house. This old door here, it's seen better days, unfortunately. Now ultimately we will replace it with a stable door that I'm going to make. That's several months down the line, yeah. So all we're going to do at the moment is just patch it up and make sure that it's usable properly. We do have some cats around the property, and some of them have started going in and sleeping in there overnight and things like that, so we just want to cut that down. I'll show you in a second, but basically what it is, at the bottom the door's rotted out, so we'll just add some wood to the bottom just to make a panel that sort of blocks off any holes. So this door, God knows how old it is, but unfortunately it has rotted out at the bottom. But for now, what we want to do is just patch up this bottom so that there's less of a gap for wildlife to get in and out. You can see from inside there's quite a big gap. There's a few times we have walked in and the cat's gone shooting out through this gap. So we'll have to close that up a bit. Now what we've done, we've just measured up the length we want, and we've used this as a stop. So we take a piece of board, put it against there, against that, and that will give us the same cut each time. It's a quick way to just do multiple coin cuts all the same length. These are boards left over from doing the kitchen doors. Tongue and groove floorboards they are, 3/4 of an inch thick, just pine. I've trimmed off the edge where it did have a groove for the tongue and groove thing. So that one is going here, like that. Now, obviously we will need a little bit of clearance, so just got a couple of bits of wood, and we'll pop them under here, and that just hold it off the floor enough that we can screw it on and still have a bit of clearance. Or just so it's flush. Alright, let's do this other side. Right, I'm happy with that. I say it's not meant to be pretty, it's meant to stop animals getting in and out. It's a little job, but take every little win where you can.
I've ventured out of my cave, out of hibernation. I feel like I'm in hibernation mode in the winter. But today is so beautiful, and I can hear the birds singing. I'll have a sit down outside and I'll do a little bit of pottering. I need to clean up my pots. My strawberries are getting overrun with all kinds of weeds, and all the weeds are everywhere. But I'll have a sit down and then I'll have a little pot around and just enjoy this beautiful day. I just love listening to the birds singing. Spring has arrived. I love all the flowers. I'll show you this. These trees are mimosa, and the leaves I think look like feathers, and they've started to bloom, and they're like little pom-poms, little yellow pom-poms, this flower, and they're gorgeous. Unfortunately, mimosa is very flammable, so they do have trouble with fires with them, but they're such a beautiful tree. I love them. All the spring flowers have come out, and I'm sorry about the sunglasses, but it's way too bright, so I'm sorry if I'm very rude and having sunglasses on. Not quite sure what they are. I like those flowers. Listen to the birdies. Right, this is the height of laziness. I've sat in my chair. Brian's put the pots on some breeze blocks so they're a bit higher, and I'm just going to weed my strawberries because they look terrible. The state of them. The birds are singing to me today. Let's get on with this. I've actually got some little mushrooms in here. Are these little fellas? I have been a bit lazy, I didn't do anything with them. So it's about time I weeded them. I don't need that. Oh, there's big grass. Ooh. So amazing, it's like the end of February and I've got flowers already. It's incredible. Look at those. I can't believe it. So unbelievable in Portugal, the way things grow. I'll just get Brian to change the pot over now. Brian! That's service for you. Can you swap the buckets over for me, please?
Maybe we should have put some shoes.
You should put shoes on. Thank you. This one's a bit messier, this one. Whew. They're a lot better. Last week we got visitors, Dave and Jen. Hi. They came to see us. They have got a YouTube channel called I Want a Lemon, and they brought me this beautiful gift. I'm absolutely made up with this. It's beautiful, and it is, let's see, a Camellia japonica, and light pink and dark pink flowers. Absolutely gorgeous, so thank you very much for this gift. What I wanted to ask some advice about, for you people to try and help me with, if you could help me, I'd be very grateful. I'm not quite sure whether to put this in a bigger pot or to plant it straight out into the garden. Do I let it establish a bit more, get a bit bigger, if I put it on from this pot into a bigger pot, or do I just plant it straight in the ground? The problem is I don't know where to put it in the garden because it's so sunny, whether that will be okay. So if you could give me a bit of advice about this, I'd be very grateful. But it's a beautiful gift, so thanks again. And it was lovely to meet them as well. I've got a taste for this weeding business now. I've got out my big comfy chair and I'm on a stool now, so still sat down. But this succulent bed is an absolute mess. There's all weeds coming out of everywhere, so I'm going to have a little tidy up. Turns into a bigger job than I thought it would, but once you start going, you get going, you want to finish it, don't you? I decided to extend the weed fabric, and and tidy that bit up. I need some more rocks, so I need to go rock hunting, and I need a few more little succulents, I think, and then it'll start looking something nice. Next week I'm going to go to the garden centre and get lots of nice new beds and plants, get nice colour around the property, so that'd be nice in my pots. So that's it for me. I'll see you next week. Bye.
I was just going to knock up a few, a bit like worktop cabinets, just to support the workbench in the shed. Nothing fancy, just got some 600mm wide melamine, and we'll chop it up into the right sizes and put shelves in and stuff like that. We're not putting any doors on it because they'll just get in the way in a workshop. So it's basically just a box with a few shelves on. So we'll mark this out and then we'll cut it up. I'm going to make these 870 high. That's there. By the time you've added on the workbench top, it'll come up to 900mm, which is about right for what I want. As I've done previously, marked a line, 870mm from one end, and then we'll cut another one, and that'll give us the two sides. So, put your thumb on the line and draw back on the saw. Do that 2 or 3 times. And then use the full length of the saw and just stroke it through. And while you're doing it, just keep watching this line here underneath it, and that'll keep you straight. There we go. So now what you can do, use your newly cut piece to mark your next one. Take your pencil out of the way. I'm just going to drill some shelf pinholes because I want adjustable shelves on this one. I've got a jig set up. The drill has a spring-loaded collar. Is you sit the spacer in the little hole, you drill as deep as it'll go, and then you move on to the next one. And just keep doing that until you get to the end. Then you can move the jig down and do some more. Oh, there we go. Once you've got that, you can release it, clean all the sawdust off, and you move it down. Now ordinarily, if you're doing like a bookcase or something like that, you would do this. These drill down, so about 12mm I think it is. You'd split this off and do it again on the other one. But, because this is just for a workshop, what I'm going to do is take a 5mm drill and just drill straight through, right the way through the other side. All the lines will line up and be able to put a pin in either side as well. So yeah, and I don't care about it having a hole all the way through. Obviously on a bookcase or a piece of furniture, you want the hole to be blind where it doesn't come all the way through. all I've done there is mark off where I want the bottom shelf to be and drilled a series of holes to put some screws through. And at the top we're going to have a stretcher here and a stretcher here, and again a couple of screws on each just to tie the whole unit together. Right, I think we're going to make these about 500mm wide. That'll accommodate the cases that I want to put in it on the shelves. There's going to have about 4 shelves on this. Obviously we've had this clamped up so all the holes are in the same place on both sides. Just put this to one side. Now it's just a case of drilling and screwing all the holes together. Make sure you got it lined up. Drilling some little pilot holes. Just to give them a head start. Just sink them just below the surface. Right, that's the basic box finished. We need to cut the shelves. There's a few particular cases that are definitely one here, so we'll put them in first and then we'll see what else we can fit in. Right, I think that's it for tonight. It's about 7 o'clock, so been a lovely day, night and sun, lovely and warm. Yeah, reminds you of why you came here. got the 2 units. I'll cut some shelves once I've decided where I want stuff. And this one, we're just going to use shelves across. It saves making another box, so that's why I drilled all the way through with these holes. I can just put a dowel pin in these and use it for shelving without having to make up a whole new box, which would have been not a fortune. The amount of melamine in these, it costs about 16 quid per unit. Why pay money when you don't have to? I've got another piece of this which I'm going to cut up into shelves for here and here. We're starting to look like something. So we're starting to get the workshop filled up with junk. Well, it's my treasure, but other people's junk. And we've just completed that cabinet. Got another one with me organiser trays in, and we've got a worktop just made out of 2 pieces of OSB overlapped and screwed together. It's not pretty, but it's practical, does the job. I've got an engineering vise I want to mount here. We've got some shelves to cut for under here and eventually for here. We've got some OSB to make a tool wall there and a smaller one above the mechanics chests there. I think we'll leave this for a while now. Got enough to do in the house without messing around in here, but this is usable and I can get some work done in here.